nominate Honorable Tajuddin Abbas.
I so second.
I rise to humbly accept the nomination.
Is hereby declared the winner and returned elected as the Speaker of the House of Representatives.
It's time for another fresh package of the legislative program House Tickets, coming to you on the parliamentary channel of the NTA. House Ticket is designed to bring you events and activities of your lawmakers from the Green Wing of the National Assembly. My name is Dehelia Mamza. Glad to have you join us. The House reconvenes on Tuesday, 4th July 2023. Quite a number of national issues are before it that it will focus on attending to. House Tickets will bring you details of proceedings in our next episode. For now, we shall bring you a review of the activities that have so far characterized the 10th House to give you a picture of its composition and some of the things it has attended to. Please stay tuned.
I want to assure you today that I shall be just and fair to every one of you, irrespective of perceived differences.
Welcome back. The journey of the 10th House began on the 13th of June 2023 with its inauguration. The event saw the election of a new Speaker and Deputy Speaker through an open ballot system, after which Representative Tajuddin Abbas and Representative Benjamin Kalu emerged as Speaker and Deputy Speaker respectively. They were both sworn in, after which all other members took their oath of allegiance and membership.
I, Abbas Tajuddin,
Do solemnly affirm
do solemnly affirm
that I will be faithful,
that I will be faithful,
bear true allegiance,
With the inauguration and swearing-in done, the new Speaker, Representative Tajuddin Abbas, in his inaugural speech, pointed out that the current House will build on and surpass the successes of the preceding House.
Under my watch, the 10th House shall sustain and even surpass the gains of the 9th Assembly. That's my prayer. We shall carry out the task before us jointly. We shall introduce reforms and innovations for the benefit of Nigerians. In the few weeks, we shall be reeling out the legislative agenda that will shape the 10th House of Representatives.
The Speaker also spoke on the course the current House of Representatives, under his leadership, will be charting.
We shall stand at a crucial juncture in our nation's history, where challenges are bound, but so do opportunities. We will champion legislations that will uplift the lives of our fellow citizens, promote social justice, and drive sustainable development. We will focus on strengthening our security apparatus, collaborating with relevant stakeholders to combat insurgency, terrorism, and all forms of criminalities. We aim to help create a safe and secure environment that fosters economic growth and social stability.
The event also included the handing over by the Speaker of the 9th House of Representatives, Right Honorable Femi Gbajabiamila, to the new Speaker, Right Honorable Tajuddin Abbas.
And I hope you continue from where I left. Congratulations and God bless you.
Thank you.
Dignitaries present at the event include serving and former governors, former speakers and presiding officers of the House, former clerks to the National Assembly, amongst others. Welcome back. Earlier on, we reviewed the election of the Speaker and Deputy Speaker, as well as the inauguration of the 10th House of Representatives, which held on Tuesday, 13th of June, 2023. Following this, the House sat in plenary for 2 days before it adjourned. Let's see some of the issues it attended to in our next report. Keep watching.
Among top decisions taken during the 2-day sitting was the setting up of 7 ad hoc committees as announced by the Speaker, Representative Tajuddin Abbas. The committees include a 6-member committee on media and public affairs to be chaired by Representative Khadija Waziri Ibrahim, Legislative Agenda Drafting Committee with Representative Julius Ihonvere as the chairman, Committee on Rules and Business to be headed by Representative Igariwe Iduma Enwo, Ad hoc Committee on Ethics and Privileges chaired by Representative Tunji Olawuyi. Others include Internal Security under the leadership of Representative Mohammed Danjuma, Welfare Committee headed by Representative Wale Raji, and Selection Committee headed by the Speaker himself.
Selection Committee, and we have the honor and privilege to announce that my humble self will chair the committee and Honorable Benjamin Kalu will deputize. State caucuses are expected to give nomination of 1 person each to represent the state in this particular committee as well.
The House then proceeded to consider some motions under matters of urgent public importance. The former Speaker moved a motion on the need for the federal and state government to commence active measures to mitigate the probable devastation of a severe flood season.
That Nigeria is yet to recover from the 2022 flood, which affected more than 4 million Nigerians, displaced over 2 million people, caused the death of 665 people, damaged about 355,986 houses, and destroyed an estimated total of 944,989 hectares of farmland. The House is also aware that the experience of the 2022 flood caused the federal government of Nigeria to constitute a presidential committee to develop a comprehensive plan of action for preventing flood disasters in Nigeria. The action plan proposes structural and non-structural measures, land and water management systems, and better coordination among stakeholders across the federal and state governments to ensure effective flood management in Nigeria. Now, the House is convinced that with sufficient preparation and collaboration between the federal and state governments, we can mitigate the loss of life and the social economic hardships caused by these recurring flooding events.
His prayers were for the House to invite the Director General of the National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, and other agencies of the federal government of Nigeria to brief the House on the measures in place to mitigate flood disasters and manage the socio-economic impact on the citizens resident in the flood-prone areas. Liaise with the relevant agencies of the federal government of Nigeria to ensure the relocation of Nigerians from the most flood-prone areas. Ensure the federal government of Nigeria stockpiles sufficient quantities of temporary shelter materials, food and nutrition items, and medicine to support people in the flood-prone areas. Encourage communication between the federal and state government to ensure effective collaboration to prevent the worst outcomes in flood-prone areas. The motion was voted on as amended.
The ayes have it.
On motions considered, Representative Idem Onyime moved a motion on the need to rehabilitate some roads in Ukanafun local government area of Akwa Ibom State.
The House notes that the Ikot Akbankuk, Yariba, Usongotiat, Ikorakbaidem, Ikorumbang Road in the Ukanafun local government area of Akwa Ibom State plays a paramount role in the economic development of the Ukanafun communities, the environs, and by extension, the neighboring states. Also notes that the road has been in a dilapidated state over the years, thus requiring urgent government intervention. Aware that the Federal Ministry of Works and Housing, under its emergency intervention program, commenced the rehabilitation of about 2.8 kilometer Ikot Akbaidem, Ikorokbankuk, Yariba, Usongotiat, Ikorokbaidem Ikorumbang Road in Okanafun in 2022, but abandoned less than halfway. Worried that the bad state of the road has caused hardships to the inhabitants of the villages and adjoining communities. The road has become a death trap for motorists and impassable for farmers to transport farm produce to the neighboring towns.
The motion had only one resolution, which was to urge the Federal Ministry of Works and Housing to urgently complete the roads. The motion, being infrastructural in nature, was not debated.
The ayes have it.
As a result of the subsidy removal,
Representative Sani Madaki Aliu also moved a motion on the urgent need to implement palliative measures to mitigate the effects of fuel subsidy removal on Nigerians.
as a result of the subsidy removal, the official pump price of petroleum skyrocketed from initial 195 naira per litre to a whopping 480 to up to 577 per litre as the price varied between states. Concern that the implication of over 200% price adjustment in fuel prices is that nearly all prices of goods and services have drastically increased. Also concerned that the sudden fuel subsidy removal has left millions of Nigerians terrified, thus causing untold hardship as Nigerians grapple with the challenges of meeting up not only with the high cost of petrol, but also the consequent increase in prices of goods and services. Aware that in response to the resulting financial strain of subsidy removal on public workers, some proactive state government introduced temporary measures to alleviate the situation by reducing work days from 5 to 3 days per week for state employed workers, pending when other sustainable palliatives can be provided.
The House resolved to urge the federal government, as a matter of urgency, implement palliative measures to mitigate the effects of fuel subsidy removal on Nigerian citizens, mandate the Committee on Labour, Employment and Productivity when constituted to ensure compliance and report back within 2 weeks for further legislative action. The motion was voted on and adopted.
The ayes have it.
Still from the order paper, the House considered a motion on the need for the control of persistent gully erosion in a community in Enugu North and Udi local government area of Enugu State. The motion was moved by Representative Sam Chimaobi.
The adverse effects of erosion in these roads have long been ignored, and if not checked, will cut off the roads. Worried that Ugwoyama 9 Mile Road has remained a death trap, resulting to loss of life, goods and services worth millions of naira on a daily basis as a result of frequent accidents on the bad portion of the road, which has not been completed. Cognizance of the provisions of Section 2, 1 and 2 of the National Environmental and Soil Erosion and Flood Control Regulation 2011, which will help guide script for the urgent measure that needs to be taken to curtail the ravage effect of erosion in this area and further extend to the entire Southeast region.
The resolutions were to urge the Federal Ministry of Works and Housing, FEMA, to complete the reconstruction of the roads to prevent total collapse of the road. Also urge the Federal Ministry of Environment and other relevant agencies to take holistic and systematic approach in containing the gully erosion menace in the area and mandate the Committee on Environment, FEMA and Works when constituted to investigate the threat posed by gully erosions along the road and recommend long-term solution. Some lawmakers proposed amendments to the resolution of the motion.
I think you should add Ecological Fund Office, since Ecological Fund Office is in charge of gully erosion. That's my amendment. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
I wish to further amend the prayers of this motion to include that these relevant agencies, inclusive of FEMA, the Ecological Fund Office, and Federal Ministry of Environment.
The motion was adopted as amended.
So the ayes have it.
It is worthy to note that former Speaker Femi Gbajabiamila on Wednesday, 14th July 2023, rose on the platform of personal explanation to tender his resignation from the House of Representatives.
I want to, at this time, at this moment, at this hour, and at this minute, present to you and the Honorable House my letter of resignation from this House. If I may, Mr. Speaker, I have the letter here to present to you.
Thank
May
you.
I take my leave?
Thank you, honorable colleagues. We wish you all the best in your new endeavor. Thank you. Constituency of Lagos vacant as from today. Thank you. I want to assure you today that I shall be just and fair to every one of you, irrespective of perceived differences.
Glad to have you back. The media plays an important role in the growth and development of any nation and by extension in the course of lawmaking. Bearing this in mind, House Ticket spoke with a cross-section of the House of Representatives Press Corps members, and they shared their thoughts on the newly inaugurated 10th House of Representatives and their expectations from them. Chairman of the House of Representatives Press Corps, Ms. Grace Ike, speaks on their expectations from the newly inaugurated lawmakers.
Well, the 10th House of Representatives is here. We all waited for this day to come, and we're here. We have 360 lawmakers, I think 350 something lawmakers, not all. I think we have one absent or so, or two. Yeah, 59. So a lot, Nigerians expect to see a lot from these lawmakers, particularly talking legislation, piece of legislation that will improve the country's democracy and deliver dividends of democracy to the people. A lot in terms of bills and motions, a lot of oversight should be done. And also, we look forward to seeing a house that is independent, not just being independent. Yeah, why they are independent, there's also the need to work together with the executive arm of government to see that there's a cordial relationship. A cordial relationship does not mean that it's going to be a rubber stamp 10th House of Representatives. They must do everything to see that they are independent. But most importantly, we have bills that they should be working towards to achieve. I'm glad to say that the 9th House actually did all they could to pass the Petroleum Industry Bill, which is now PIA. We also have the Electoral Act Bill, which is a law now, electricity and the rest of it. Also, Nigerians are looking forward to more.
She also spoke on what lawmakers can do for their constituents.
Constituents believe that it must be all about constituency project. It must give me these A, B, C, and D. But while they are looking forward to achieving that, they must make sure to see that the essence and the reason why they are here is to make laws that will improve the living standard of the people as well.
Other media correspondents joined the conversation by expressing their thoughts on the 10th House of Representatives.
They have to do their job to screen everything that is coming from the executive and approve such things based on their merits, not on the basis of party affiliation. And then secondly, the 9th Assembly passed a lot of bills. They made a lot of laws. In fact, from 1999 to date, they've passed the highest number of bills in the last 4 years. So that is also a challenge to the 10th Assembly for them to live up to that standard that was set by their predecessors. And then thirdly, the issue of oversight. Now, often members of the House are accused, or National Assembly generally are accused of corruption, when they go out on oversight. It now behoves on the 10th Assembly to ensure that their members do not fall into the trap of being corrupted by leaders of the MDS.
I would like to encourage the 10th Assembly to look into the issue of information management. We, the reporters, the correspondents, our relationship with them, we are partners in progress. They should not see us as adversaries, as if we are always on to mischief. No. We are actually the bridge between them, their constituents, between them and Nigerians. Without us, there is no way Nigerians will know what they are doing.
The rate at which motions and bills are passed, they should brush it up, think of a better way. They are trying. The 9th Assembly tried, but I think we need improvement. We need improvement. When you look at what Honorable Femi Gbajabiamila did when it comes to issue of industrial action, you will know that they really tried. He tried his best to see that they minimize industrial action in Nigeria. So I expect this 10th administration at least to do more and ensure that Nigerians enjoy their regime.
Members are missing some of the most critical stages in presenting motions. So I think they need a more orientation on the processes before the House takes ground proper. They are coming with a baggage of promises they did during their campaigns. So I think that would be expected, that they will be pushing for anything that will better the lives of their constituents, while they will also focus on national issues that are more pressing at this time.
I want to assure you today that I shall be just and fair to every one of you, irrespective of perceived differences.
The House reconvenes from its 2 weeks recess it took after its first week in office. House Ticket will be there to bring you up to speed on the activities of your lawmakers in the Green Chamber of the National Assembly. With that, we draw the curtains on this episode of the program. Do keep your comments, observations and questions coming in through our platforms showing on your screen. We'll do our best to get our representatives address them accordingly. Let's do this again next week on this station. Until then, bye for now.